What's up, resident gamer? Oh, how you doing tonight, man?
Good, man. It's good to be here with you.
Oh man, it's good to hear to be with you too, man. We're here, man. We're positive. It's a beautiful thing being Xbox fans, man. And I wouldn't
How
have it.
could you not be happy? I mean, look at all the games coming. They're still coming. And we haven't even gotten to the showcase yet. It's crazy.
I know, man. We're so happy to pay full price for old games, man. But we were the ones that told everybody that Xbox had no games. But this just shows you that we are not the voice of the PlayStation community. The PlayStation community just wants to have some games, man. We don't have games, so we'll take anything right now. It's been 2 years. We're going on 2 years, man. We'll take anything. We are not complaining, and we will show out for the Xbox community, man. As long as we get some games, we don't care. We'll pay for them, and we're happy. And listen, man, when we pay, you guys play, and we all win. So, what do you think about that, resident Spark 117? We PlayStation fans will bring value to gaming. We used to talk about exclusives. We used to talk about games never going to PC. We used to talk about cinematic games are the best. We used to talk about we had the best exclusives. We used to talk about console sales. But none of this stuff matters to us anymore because we just don't have games. Until we get some games, we'll start back up again. Don't worry. We'll get back to talking that stuff again. But right now, we just don't have no games, and we're very thankful that Microsoft will give us even old games. We don't care. We're just trying to hang in there, people. And tonight, we are gladly to introduce the value of Xbox. So with no further ado, throw some hay, eat some carrots, and let's have
The
a
following
great
is intended
time.
only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Good evening, people. Good evening, Resident Gamer O. Good evening, Spartan 117. Good evening to the masterful chat. Pat in the building. My man Ray Chi in the building. It's good to have you, fam. It's good to have you in the building. And Ray Chi, we're going to come with it, bringing the value of Xbox. We got the realest one in here tonight, man. It's good to have him back. My man works his butt off. He's always on the road, to and fro, across the country, sometimes across the states. But man, when we get realest one in here, he might be having some technical difficulties. But anytime we can see him try to jump back in, man, it's always good to see him. It's always good to see him. So we're glad that he's here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, because we are going to demonstrate what it is about Xbox and how Xbox is bringing value to gaming. Um, it's been a long time coming, people. I knew that eventually we would get here. We would get to this point, no matter how you look at it, right? Some might say, hey, look, Microsoft just couldn't compete in the console space. This is why they're doing what they're doing. They're last. Listen, I don't have problems with people talking like that. It doesn't offend me. It doesn't hurt me because nothing they say is going to make me come off Xbox. Some might say, well, technology is different now, and console sales are not the metrics for success. And so, since the console sales are not the metric for success, Microsoft has every right to begin to expand their business with the capabilities that they have with their technology. Some might say, Microsoft is just uh, money hungry. and this is their only way to make money. They don't care at the expense of their fans. And we've heard it all, blah, 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 blah. But there's a few things that stick out, right, Resident, right, Spartan? These are the things that stick out to me. That Game Pass was not helping developers. Game Pass was going to be a failure. That PlayStation fans were here to support the devs and they didn't mind paying $70 and up for their video games, especially their physical copies. Um, Real quick, that they're not getting for Forza Horizon 5 at all. They're not getting a physical copy at all. You see that that doesn't bother them. But those things right there kind of make you wonder about PlayStation community was never that serious to begin with. It's just all about console sales. That's what makes them feel good. But this is going to be their last generation of perception. They failed this generation, and we're off to now greater things. Yes, PlayStation has beaten Xbox and console sales, Nintendo as well. Nintendo's beaten PlayStation and console sales as well. But in 2025, we're not really going to talk about console sales anymore. When gaming is taking a generational leap, gaming is going far and beyond. You see what Unreal Engine 5 can produce at its baby forms. We haven't even began to see what Unreal Engine 5 can do when a dev team maturely gets a hold of this thing and just goes bananas with it. I am still excited about the future of gaming. I'm just excited about it. And every time you turn around, you see Microsoft doing something daring, risky, and it's only because they got the big bank to do it. If what Phil Spencer says is true, right, about the industry, then somebody had to do it, right? We see this over and over and over again, people, that somebody has to do it. Now, do you think that Nintendo's going to do it? I mean, let's just be serious right now. Does anybody think that Nintendo is going to be the company that pushes gaming
It
forward?
would be the last, bro. You know it.
Exactly. And that's not a knock against Nintendo. It's just Nintendo left this graphical war long time ago and stuck to basically the animated versions of gaming. They're famous for 2D platform gaming, mobile gaming, and they're Japanese games, they're JRPGs. They're known for that. And plus, the biggest thing that Nintendo has going for them are their beloved mascots. They have the characters to back up the brand. And so nobody looks at Nintendo for pushing the industry forward with innovation. Nobody does that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about what they did with the nunchucks and things like that. What they did with the Switch when we talk about hybrid console slash uh, handheld. We're not talking about that. That, as a matter of fact, is great innovation. We're talking about pushing the envelope, making pushing the envelope as far as games look and how games are played at a high quality is what I'm talking about. So that's not a knock against Nintendo because they do innovate and they do things different. And the Switch is probably their biggest accomplishment of all time. I have to give it to them. And they're moving in the right direction when it comes to backwards compatibility. So with Nintendo, they're in a different category. We're not bringing them up. We never do. We never do when we come to this stuff. Now, I hate to be a broken record, right? So I'm gonna speed that up, Resident, Spartan, Rachie. We know that if Sony does not get a successful service game, Sony's gonna be what they say, shit up the creek. Now, residents, you told me, well, not told me, but you showed me that that PlayStation, right now is missing some devs. Why? Because due to layoffs, right? So if
Yep.
layoffs are happening at Sony Studios, that means there's lesser and lesser developers that are able to make video games for the platform. Am I correct?
And the quality is probably going to go down too.
That's right. I'll put this in the chat, for people to see. I'll make sure I copy it right now and put it in there. Because people need to understand something. When you don't have developers to make video games, you don't have video games. It's just that simple. Um,
Or less, much less.
I put it there. When you sent me that, something's not right. Of course, something's not right. But it's what we've been telling them, right?
Another red flag, right?
It's the red flag, and here it is, and here it is, Resident and Spartan 117 and Rachie. Here it is. It's the direction of change that's coming. The direction of change is coming, people. That's the direction. It's Sony trying to figure out how PlayStation is going to look like in the future. That's what this is. They're making these cuts, they're canceling projects because they're going to figure it out. They're going to, whatever they do, they're going to put that business first and they're going to have to figure it out, right? Well, that's a whole other story. We're not seeing PlayStation move forward in a way that's innovative, stress free, great quality. Um, None of those things that you're seeing on the table. You're not seeing any of those things on the table. When we get to Microsoft catches all the adversity. We know this. They catch a lot of the BS in the gaming industry, whether it's from the articles or whether it's from people who just personally want to knock Xbox brand down, right? What's funny is how Microsoft is able to make everybody that hate Xbox eat crow. Because Phil gambled on, are they just talking or are they for real? Nobody else wanted to prove that point because everybody else wants to stay in their box little corner. They want to stay in their little box, little closet. They don't want to come out. Right, Dolan Knight? They don't want to come out. So they want to stay in their little corner and make people feel like the industry is going to be healthy as long as we keep doing this, right? But that's how they think because really they can't do what Microsoft does. Xbox fans are learning real quick that this is all just about gaming. I'm pretty sure that Resident Gamer Zero could care less. He could care less that if somebody else is playing his game on another platform. He does have some dignity. There is a reason why he's an Xbox fan. And y'all know Spartan 117, you know what his favorite game is. He shows it in his avatar. Xbox fans do have a way they feel about the Xbox brand. We feel like it's very special to the work that we've done in the community with certain games that we hold great value to. I believe Microsoft knows that. They understand that. And if you're and we but we are mature enough gamers to understand that listen, we can't be the only ones out here. With the console space not really growing that much every single time. It just doesn't. 300 million gamer cap at the most. At the most. And that's all you're going to get. The only way to expand it is you're going to have to introduce your games in a different way. Because the truth be told, gamers are just not leaving their platforms. We're not leaving it. We like where we're at. Nintendo fans like the Nintendo brand. PlayStation fans like the PlayStation brand. Xbox fans like the Xbox fan. And PC gamers like their PCs. It's just what it is. And the mobile gamers love their mobile space. So how do you expand, Resident? By giving gamers games. You have to be both.
More devices, right? On more platforms.
There you go. That's not a form of weakness. It's a form of strength. The reason why it looks weak because the competitors don't believe in their product. Well, if you built a shaky, breaky, quicksand infrastructure for your games, you don't want people to find out that you didn't do that. So that's that perception, right? If Nintendo really makes these great games, why doesn't Nintendo allow Mario to be on PC? You saw how Nintendo was with the phones, right? With the mobile phones. They fought Apple. Remember that? And then they finally put Mario on Apple, and that Mario game blew up. You don't see Nintendo fight no more. So what's the problem? What's the problem? Oh, we don't want people stealing the game. I get it from PC. I get it. PC, that's y'all's fault that Nintendo feels that way about y'all. That's y'all's fault. But there's ways around that. You get your storefront, and there you have it. That's it. Nintendo could easily build them a storefront, put it out there, just like anybody else. And the only way you're going to play these Nintendo games is through the storefront. Resident Gamer, Spark 117, that's it. Dolan Knight, Raichi, that's it. It's not that hard. It's not.
All part of the strategy.
It's all a part of the strategy. If this is what Microsoft had to do, right? If they had to do this in order to allow Xbox to expand, allow developers to be more successful, and let's, like I said, I hate to sound like a broken record, but this is to anybody who may just find the channel, jump in, listen to us. I want to make sure they get this information. It's not just the fact that games are going on other platforms and oh, it's a sign of weakness. It's not just stuff like that, right? The fact is that the industry, the prices are going up to develop video games. They're becoming more and more expensive. It's just what the world is doing. The stress of the world with resources and everything is just upon us. Moving forward, the world is going to have to change a lot of how it looks at what it does just on Earth alone. I feel like the whole entire world is feeling a lot of stress. And the gaming industry is not exempt from that, Resident. It's not. Spartan, it's not. And so as new technology comes out that is superseding capabilities like never before, the prices are going to be up to develop with these chips. And these games are not cheap, man. You're talking $300 million to $500 million to make. And I'm talking about AAA games, big bankers. So who's going to fund them, residents? Who's going to fund them?
Sony fanboys.
There you go. There you go. Man, you nailed that. Spar 117, you said that with such conviction. Look, you know you just ruined this whole show. That was just you. He ruined the show.
I'm sorry.
Because you just told the secret on how Microsoft is going to get this done. Now, what the crazy part is what nobody else figures it out, right? I got a question for everybody here. If Microsoft comes out with a console that supersedes the generation, right? And it comes out as a PC hybrid, right? It's got all these storefronts that you can use. It's got through the web browser and everything else. And you got access to all your gaming libraries, right? whether you play on Steam or not, right? You'll be able to just play games at your disposal on top of all of the Xbox games ever made, because I don't want nobody to forget what Sarah Bond said. She is working on making all Xbox games cloud saved and backwards compatibility. So any Xbox game that ever came out on that for that brand for Xbox, you'll be able to access it. If you own it, then you already know you're not paying for it anymore. Now, with that, right, what Spartan 117 just said is the end game. Microsoft hasn't forgotten us as fans, Rachie. They haven't forgotten us at all. And this is how it's going to work, right? If Microsoft, okay, what's the most negative word to say now in 2025 when it comes to games? The most negative word right now is exclusive. Nobody likes that word anymore, Resident Gamer Zero and Spark 17 and Chat Pat. Nobody. If you say the word exclusive, it just makes the industry sick to its stomach right now, right? But do we really truly believe that? Of course we don't. We understand what's going on here. Microsoft is not going to put itself out here like the big giant it is, because it's already been to court. It already gets told that it's this and oh, it's not fair, right? If Microsoft just comes in and outspends everybody, because they pretty much can do that.
80 billion a year, man. They're set.
80 billion a year. So watch this.
Billion.
I got a question, Spartan, Resident, Chat Pat. Got a question, because this is pretty good stuff. If Microsoft makes a next level, next gen console, that's a generational leap, right? That means whatever comes out next gen, it skips that gen. It's on another level, right? And let's just say this console comes out in 2027, because I have to move it up one more year, because I was off, people. So yeah, I was off with my prediction. It will not be 2026. I wasn't even thinking when I said that, because I forgot about the 25th anniversary of Xbox, in which, lo and behold, man, Microsoft is going to go big. And Resident, you asked me a question the other day. I'm going to give the answer to it on the show today. But if Microsoft does that, right? My question to you guys at the panel is, if the console comes out and it's light years ahead of everything else, and they create video games first, Switch 2 will be out, but it's not. I'm not talking about that. So like I said, keep Nintendo out of the game. This is PC, this is PlayStation and Xbox, right? Because they're pushing the envelopes. If Microsoft can get that done, and here they are out the gate in 2027, because I think that's when that console's coming out, the fall of 2027. Xbox is going to come out first before PlayStation. I have no doubts about that. And when it does, my question is, when they make games for it, what does that automatically make them video games? What do they become? If nobody else, if there's nothing else out there for those games to go to, but on Xbox, what does that automatically make those games?
Exclusive.
There you go. Say that one more time.
Exclusive.
Say that one more time.
Exclusive.
Right. Now, does Microsoft make those games exclusives because they just don't want nobody else to play them games?
No.
Thank you. But Microsoft is such a genius. If you want, nobody builds something, has a brand to it, and don't want to bring value to the brand. Nobody does that, right? If you got something and it's got a brand to it, you have to bring value to that brand. So even though Microsoft and we give the realest
Bill
one
said this is for the future of the brand. That's why they're doing it.
Exactly. We're going to give the realest one his flowers, when he said on the show 2.5 years ago that when nobody else has said it. No, that's what's incredible about it.
You know what I'm excited for? Forza Horizon 5 going on PlayStation. PlayStation fans, if you could hear me, make sure you get the Hot Wheels track, man. You're going to miss out if you don't get that game. Such a great game, man. They're getting amazing games from us to them. And unlike their, what's that, Gran Turismo, there's no microtransactions or screwing you over online, extra charging you. There's no outage for our network. So you're going to be enjoying some Azure clouding. So be grateful for that and enjoy that game. And get the other one, the Mountain Pack, too. They're gonna enjoy it. I'm really happy. Any game that goes out from us to them, enjoy it as much as I did, even more if you can.
Facts.
And let
It's
me
truly the best racer I've ever played.
hands down, yeah. This simulation, and it's Forza Motorsports simulation. So they got a Horizon and a actual racer that we have, man. You can't compete with us. What car racing they had? Car Club flopped. GT7 flop. What else did they have for car? Need for Speed.
Need for Speed, that's the one they always talk about.
That's a cool game. We have that too. What else do they have? Nothing.
Realist said that Microsoft will meet them where they're at, right?
That's it.
Because they know deep down that nobody's leaving their preferred platform.
Nope.
So, okay. So we'll meet y'all where you guys are at. And that's the introduction. Nobody, listen, man, look.
The value of Xbox.
We
right,
have
Campbell?
a value over here at Di-RREC Gaming. We have a responsibility to tell y'all the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us gaming. We're not here to give you 75%. We're here to give you 100%. Ain't nobody gonna give you 100% like the new legal. I've told y'all, I'm the one that started all of this. All these sayings come from my place of avenue. But these great guys of mine, this awesome team, and this chat pad of us, this family over here on Di-RREC Gaming is unparalleled. But these games, Spark 117, that you see that are going over there, those games are sacrifice games. They're games to do one job and one job only, people. And that's to introduce to you the greatness of Xbox, off despite of what you might have been hearing. So once you get that game in your possession and you start to see, like the resident gamer O said, and Spark 117 said, this racer's the best racer ever, right? They didn't lie to you, because once you grab that game and you start playing it, in your soul, you're going to say the same thing. Now, here's where Microsoft is hoping on. They're not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you that. And I'm going to bounce it off of the realest one who told y'all this 2.5 years ago. But I'm going to go ahead and bounce. I'm going to catch that alley-oop that he threw at me.
What up, Real?
I'm going to catch it from the free throw line, realist, and glide that bad boy in, take it between my legs, and uke that mug right down in that net, bro, and get nothing but it, right?
Hey, pass it to the resident. Pass it to whatever.
Because they don't understand. Microsoft, and realist, man, I'll tell you, he cursed me, resident, because now I see it. Microsoft is not going to come out here looking like the FIFA faux funk. He's not going to do it. But what they're going to do, they're brilliant. What they're going to do, Metro Place Gaming, is they're going to introduce certain games and hopes. And I'm just going to be honest with you. They can say what they want to say because that's good marketing. You don't want to rattle any futuristic gamers that might just say, you know what? Let me try an Xbox for a chance. That's what Microsoft is gambling off of. Because the brand of Xbox is what Microsoft is still trying to uphold. Now, if I can get you to say, you know what? This next Xbox is awesome. I'm seeing what it can do. I'm seeing all these features. I'm seeing all these capabilities, and man, Microsoft is just flooding itself with video games. They're not worrying about who plays their games. They're just flooding. At the same time, they got this great gaming service called Game Pass. All their day one AAA games hit it day one. And when they do special things to their community, they don't have to pay top dollar. These games come out and they're telling them pay this, and they play it almost a week before the game comes out, and all they gotta pay is sometimes $30. I mean, goodness gracious, man. Call of Duty, the Vault Edition, was being sold on Xbox 5 days early release for $30. For $29.99, and you can't make this stuff up. Microsoft has learned what to do from Netflix, in which Netflix, when I told everybody, when Disney Plus and all of them were coming out, and everybody was riding that hype train, realist, I looked at everybody and said, at the end of the day, that line is going to come back down, the smoke will clear, and Netflix will end up still remaining king, because Netflix understood what to make when they did their kingdom long time ago.
Xbox created Netflix, man.
Now, Greatness Awaits says, dude, he says, you want the Days Gone remake and cry daily that you can't get it, just accept it. Do I want Days Gone? I never wanted.
What is
Days
that game?
Gone. I almost didn't understand what he's saying, but no, listen. Greatness Awaits. Welcome to Di-RREC Gaming, man. Sit
It's
back.
a zombie apocalypse survival game.
Kick you up some popcorn, but it doesn't. That game really doesn't do it for me, right? He's the best.
Metro.
Only from Sony PlayStation. Read it, and exactly. You know, like what is it? Undead Labs. What they're doing with State of Decay is what makes me play them zombie games like that. Days Gone, I'm not knocking it. If it does come over to Xbox, I'll give it a try. But when I look at Days Gone and I look at State of Decay 3 or even State of Decay 2, just the way the community, the way the apocalypse is going on and all that other stuff, it's just I see more fun in that. I see more community. I see more long-lasting legs. And so if these games are going to be exclusive, right? Since the word exclusive is a terrible thing to say now. They're going to be exclusive by default. Why, realist? Because nobody else has these games out. The PlayStation 6 won't be out. If anything, Microsoft will still incorporate the PC. If some of them games go to PC day and date, we won't know yet. But for the simple fact of the console, right? For the simple fact of the console, and if Microsoft puts all these capabilities into the console, in which right now the Series S and X has capabilities that you can't even get on PC. Let's get straight with that. Let's keep it a buck on that, right? We're gonna keep that one crispy dollar on that. There's things that the Xbox does right now that PC can't do. All right. So if they're able to incorporate this beautiful, fantastic, never before done console ever in gaming history, the real gamers, like the realest one will say, the real gamer, not donkey activity or people who are just enclosed with their mindsets. I call them the VHS mindsetters. We're not talking about the people who are scared of change, but we're talking about the real gamers, right? The ones who will come out here and want to just say, you know what, look, that's awesome right there, and I'm buying it because that's awesome. That mindset right there is what Xbox fans can relate to. That mindset right there is not going to say I'm not buying it because nobody in my neighborhood doesn't have it. The real gamer is going to buy it because they see the value in it. And the new legal 30 below is changing his whole dynamics. This is all about the value of gaming with Xbox now on Di-RREC Gaming. And we're going to ride this surfboard like the Silver Surfer all the way to the next gen because I'm confident and what I'm saying to the Xbox community. Just hold on, people, because you, as an Xbox fan, as a true Xbox fan, are about to get some of the greatest validation ever in your life.
The cool thing is they're going mobile.
1 second, Spartan. I'm gonna let you come in. Because when these games drop, Spartan, and by default, not by aggression, right, Spartan? Because remember, everybody else likes to pull their exclusives out by aggression. That's what Realist was talking about a long time ago. The exclusives was about it's on our platform, and you can't get it nowhere else but on our platform. That was a form of aggression. But Microsoft isn't going to do it that way. They're not going to play that card. But what can they do when they're the only one out here with something different and nobody else has anything like it, and they make their games 30 below? That's going to automatically make those games exclusives. Automatically. Now, when these games automatically become exclusive, right, it's going to turn heads. Now, the power of an exclusive game will come to life. Not in an aggressive way, but in a curious way, because you want the curious way, because you're trying to expand it. You want to expand that brand. Microsoft already knows two things. The Xbox 360 gained PlayStation refugees. The Xbox One failed to keep them. But nobody wanted the Xbox One, we were told, right? So if we're going to go off of that notion, right, and I say, well, listen, the Xbox community came out for the Xbox One. We come to find out that 60 million Xbox fans in the world came out to show out for the Xbox brand. And the Xbox One sold 60 million consoles. When, in fact, the gaming media was saying PlayStation outsold it 3-1. So we know that the gaming media is a liar. You don't pay attention to the gaming media when it comes to Xbox sales. Because I've already told y'all, whatever the media is saying about the sales of Xbox right now is a lie. I got it at about 35, 36 million right now. There's people that can argue up and down and they can't prove me wrong. But in the end, my numbers will be correct. In the end, when it's all said and done, when all the shipments stop, when everything gets tallied in, watch. After next year, Microsoft will be well over 40 million. Game Pass, if not right now, sitting close to 40 million because 30% grew off of PC. Who are we fooling? Microsoft is just waiting for some beautiful information for us to get the reveal soon. And you're going to see that the Xbox community is growing off of content and services. Go ahead, Spar117.
I was saying they're going mobile, right? So get ready for a handheld. It's going to be crazy times ahead. There's going to be 2 consoles out. And these guys are going to be blasting through their doors. That's all I wanted to say. Get ready for the handheld, mobile handheld.
Yes, Rachie, I agree with you. A PlayStation goes along with the exclusivity because that's the perception of what grew their brand. But once they no longer could hold that perception and narrative, which we all been knowing that was a narrative for so long, when those games went to PC, that was the end of the console wars. All of that was the end of Sony's console wars right there. That was it. That was it of their exclusives and all. That's all in the dumpster now. So nobody's doing that. Not even Nintendo. Like I told you, Nintendo's got Mario Brother games on Apple. Nobody's doing that no more. I don't care if it's just a few games that are doing it, too many games that are doing it. The point is, there's not one console brand on God's green earth that's holding all their games just on their console. That's been done away with. So you got to look at how they're doing this, right? Game Pass is in full stride every month. Boom, we just keep getting brand new games, and we keep getting shadow drops. This Xbox Direct Show, Developer Direct Show is awesome. They top it every year. It's been, 3 years? This one made the 3rd one, and it's just incredible. I can't wait for the Xbox show this summer, because I hope that show is the introduction to what they're going to do for the 25th anniversary of Xbox. After this year, and I hope everybody lives to see through it, 2026 is going to be the year of Xbox. This year is going to be the year of Grand Theft Auto 6. Next year, Xbox. Now notice everybody. I don't really think the Switch 2 is going to outsell the Switch. And you notice how really nobody's talking about the PlayStation 5 at all anymore. Nobody's even trying to bring up the power notion for it, what it can do, because it's failed itself. That's why. Nobody can make it live up to what they want it to be. It's a failed console. So now you see the next year is going to be all about Xbox. This isn't looking good for Sony's PlayStation brand. They will not be able to prevail in 2026 with that much popularity going on for Xbox.
They're hurting. They're
So
hurting
here's what I'm going to say I would like Microsoft to do. You ready for this one, Spark 117? Here we go.
Let's go.
The value of gaming with Xbox. So Rain Chi, Dolan Knight, Greatness Awaits, the realest one, Resident Gamer O. Here we are, Dolan Knight. You're gonna like this one. You're gonna like this one. And listen, I'm sorry, look, I didn't say it, but please, if you're new to the station, you're new to the channel, zero in on us, man. Never miss a beat. Let's like, share, please hit the subscribe button. We are here to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us gaming through our eyes. We are Xbox fans. This is an Xbox channel, but we love to discuss gaming as a whole. We hope that you enjoy the show and tune in with us next time. That was a little pause for a station of identification. Now back to what I was going to say. If this happens, people, if all of this comes true, nobody is going to be feeling like video games where people play is going to be a bad thing anymore. That's another mission that Microsoft is trying to do, because they come from our generation. All these guys on my panel come out of my generation. If you didn't game in the 80s as a kid, you don't know what we're talking about. You have no clue on how hardcore gaming was back then and how it was so raw and incorporated into your life. It was ridiculous. And so we know what it is to have different consoles. We know what it is to go to people's houses, play on consoles that you didn't have. We know all of that. So this stuff today is just fun and games to us. We'll laugh through it all because we know an ignorant gamer or a stupid gamer being silly and want to be an idiot just because they can type some things on social media. We know what the bottom line is when it comes to gaming. That's showcase your gaming. The new legal has no problem showcasing his gaming. I do it all the time. I have no problem. I'm not out here saying I'm the greatest gamer in the world, but you don't have to be. Just have some fun. If you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. That's all it is to it, 30 below. So here it is. 2026. They delayed Fable. I'm glad they did. Anytime Microsoft delays a game now, I don't even care. Let them cook, people. Resident, let them cook. I'm in no rush. My back catalog.
Especially Fable, bro. Especially.
Facts. I have too much of a catalog, man, to deal with. So let these developers cook. Here it is. I know y'all get to it. Here it is. I got you. Here it is. Microsoft, if you listening, right? All the good people over there, the Xbox team that works hard day in and day out to bring us these great games. We as Xbox fans, the new legal. There's pillars. There's foundations for Xbox. We all know what it is, right? You want to go out with a bang, here's how we do it. You forget about the 20th anniversary. Just let that go. That's in the dumpster. We put a lot of fluid in there, and we struck the match. And we threw it in there. 2020, as far as anniversary, was just that was a mistake. That was sad. So we're gonna redeem ourselves in the biggest way. Here we go, Dolomite. You're gonna like this one. The new Halo campaign in Unreal Engine 5 has to come out in 2026. It has to. You can either have a customized console for Master Chief. I wouldn't mind it. Customized controllers, customize everything. We're going to go all out. Here's something that Microsoft hasn't done in a long time. Remember, this is all about the value of Xbox. Where is our collector's edition for Master Chief? Do you know what Spartan 117 would do when he finds out that he can get from Microsoft Store or GameStop that Microsoft has a collector's edition for Master Chief Gears? Not Gears of War, but Master Chief Halo Infinite Edition, right? Collector's edition for the new campaign. Blow his mind away that he can sit there and have a Master Chief collection. That would be insane. Number 2, Gears of War E-Day. Now, y'all gonna see where I go with this. Gears of War E-Day has to come out in 2026. Why, Legal? Because we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of Xbox. Come on with the shirts. Come on with the astronomical. The one thing about Gears of War's customized consoles, they're the best ever in gaming history. Gears of War consoles are revolutionary. They've always been above and beyond, right? Come on with a Gears of War Collector Series X and S. Bring out the controllers. Let's go big. E-Day, get the shirts, get the hoodies, get the omens out. Bring all the blood, the gore, everything. The Lancers, the Nashers, and the pistols. The snubs, as we should say it out there. Let's go, right? That's number 2. Number 3. Well, I don't know if this is possible, but let's just say if Perfect Dark doesn't come out this year, Perfect Dark needs to come out in 2026. Why? Because it's an Xbox game.
That's a launch title for the next generation. Just watch. Halo.
Whatever happens, listen, I'm just saying, pillars. If Perfect Dark don't come, then we got another one, brother. That is, you know it. What's the other one?
Gears E-Day.
You want to take a jab at it?
Gears E-Day.
No, I already just said that.
Damn.
Everwild.
We're talking
No,
about
State of Decay 2, actually, right?
State of Decay 3.
3, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
State of Decay 3. If not State of Decay 3, oh man, Forza Horizon 6.
We're gonna have an amazing title coming up. It's
Forza Horizon 6.
Now that's it right there.
Forza Horizon 6. Forza Horizon 6, people.
Hey, we need that.
In Tokyo.
We're talking about
Frenzy.
a galactic year. We're talking about a galactic year.
We need that Fusion Frenzy come out, man. That's a great family arcade single player game.
Yeah, it was fun.
We need cameo games like that made the Xbox pop. They're coming out. We got ABK, we got Bethesda, we got 343, Ninja Theory.
It's incredible, man.
Bro, man, we don't need to let them cook, man. We got games coming out. Stalker 2 just hit 6 million. A game that was in development in a war made 6 million players.
That
That's
was
huge.
beautiful, man. Look, we got Luke Vader's Luke Vaderks in the building. He's got something to say. He wanted to pay. Up for the super chat, man, and thanks for that. We have people working to destroy GOAT Gaming. Nib, Xbox, Paul Tassi, and the PlayStation community won't let Xbox and your goons win. It's over. Okay, buddy. We're going to see about that. Vaders, as he passionately came in. Keep it up, man. We would like to hear some more. We'll put you right on the screen, brother. Take your time. Perfect dog, Rachie.
May the force be with you, Luke Vaders.
Right. Greatness awaits. Paul Tassi is a genius. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Y'all wildin'. The streets are undefeated. But I'm going to tell y'all something. There's one more. There's one more. We got Halo. We got Forza. We got Gears of War. Perfect Dark. I would think that would be the 4. For me.
Top 4.
That would be the 4. Now, here's how we would do it. I don't have a set, month for frame for each one, but I will say this. That's 4 big AAA games, right? For the 25th anniversary of Xbox, not including Shadow Drops. So Shadow Drops could be any other games we didn't mention, right? But in the first 3 months, what? Perfect Dark. The second 3 months, Halo Infinite new campaign. The third, Gears of War E-Day. You gotta have that around the Halloween, Thanksgiving season, man.
We need that Halloween fall. That's
right. That's perfect
Halloween.
for Gears of War E-Day.
That's gory. That's night.
Y'all really want to put that against Call of Duty?
I'll put it in Call of Duty any day in the week.
Call of Duty.
Okay.
Any day of the week. Because look, Gears of War E-Day is world shaking. You saw the reaction. Look, we saw what Call of Duty is gonna. There's no game, right, on God's green earth, no matter where Call of Duty lands, that Call of Duty wouldn't sell. We know that. So it's like whatever game that you believe in will have to become a secondary. Gears of War has a base that's just gonna. The game is gonna sell just off of the cultural base of it all. The nostalgia, bringing back the essence. That's something that people will play as a campaign run, while Call of Duty will be their multiplayer game. So it'll do well. Then the last 3 months, of course, I would say finish it off with Forza. And that would be a beautiful decoration of excellence given for the whole year for Xbox. That's my opinion. In 2026, that would be awesome because we would never see nothing like that before. And that would, to me, that would be awesome. That's me. What do y'all think? I mean, I'm stoked about it. I'm really all about the next generational console anyway. I'm already done with this generation. I'm ready to see Xbox where it should be, where we already knew where it should be all this time. I'm ready to see it now.
Would you be surprised, Famo, if they do drop Prime next year?
Oh man, for the 26th anniversary, that would be huge, man.
We need a Titanfall or a Rise Son of Rome type game come out.
I heard there was a rumor that they were doing another Rise.
That'd be amazing to have one of them gladiator type of games come out. I'm tired of these samurai games and man, just give us like a barbaric one come out. Rise is a great game. I played a bit of it. I'm gonna end up finishing it soon. They should come out. That graphics on that game is still next generation, man. Got plenty coming out. Get ready. They're in line. They're optimizing their cloud They're optimizing their next quantum, whatever computer that they just built, their chip. Get ready.
They got their mobile store built. Yep.
If these guys are able to create a new matter to build a supercomputer, quantum computing, imagine what they could do with the next hardware, with its own limits and
It's time
boundaries.
for them to show it, man. It's making or breaking time.
Yeah.
There's no
I
more.
don't expect something that's going to be like a super cool machine, but expect a mind-blowing machine with a handheld on the side that you could use on its own or interact with the cloud or play with a console. Simple.
I got a question for you, Famo, and for the realists. You know they say generation elite, but do you think it'll be a stark difference between it and the PS6?
I'll
And I'm
let
not talking about what it provides for the platform. I'm talking about like hardware and AI. Do you think
Right.
it's
That was a beautiful question, man. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let realists elaborate on it. For me, it has to be all of that, Femo. It can't be no 12 teraflops, 10.3 teraflops. It can't. It has to be a separation now. There has to be a distinct reason why people will pick an Xbox. There has to be. There's no more of this, playing close and all this stuff. There needs to be some value to the brand now. That's all I'm gonna say. That's where I'm at with it.
you heard the rumor, right? Supposedly the next one's going to have 36 teraflops. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've seen online. There's been a rumor about some of the specs for it.
What are we, 12 right now? I wouldn't expect any more than 22 AI/ML with, I'd say, fair enough. If you want to be generous,
Really?
give us
Just 22?
24.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't expect more. Their leverage is going to be a velocity architecture with a balanced part CPU, GPU, and the cloud. They're gonna pull it off. They got the tech now. They've been using it since Xbox One. Xbox 360 was all
Yeah, it's
about
not
the
on just the
multiplayer.
hardware anymore, right? It's the cloud too.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a cloud. Sorry, there's no hard. Look at that Apple AI. It's all software. It's all internal. It's gonna do everything internally, yet get info from the outside world, bring it, and then do the processing inside of itself with what it offers and give it to us. It's gonna be a very, very great change, and it's gonna be very noticeable. And you could only get that on Xbox, nowhere else. That's how it's gonna be.
What would you say is a reasonable price point for it? That's a question I got for you guys too. It's like, if it's over $1,000, is that a no deal, or is that kind of a wait and see? Because at that price point, that'd be a hard sell. But I mean, if it's as good as they say it is, and I believe in the Xbox brand, I'm still gonna get it probably. But I feel like they have to strike that balance too. Or do you guys feel like they don't with the
For
price?
me, what price point you're put it this way? They give us a machine just like this one here, yet double or triple its power. Make me feel that power. The value, Game Pass benefits, perks. $25 a month here in Canada. We're paying. You get all the games day one. You get all the free updates, upgrades. Yeah. If they put a hardware
Perks, yeah, everything's
if they go 2.5 to 3 times the power, I'll pay up to $750, 8 max, nothing above $1,000.
You know what? I say $700, man. $699.
Seven is fair. $750 is fair. I'll be next generation, 22 gigs of RAM, very beefy CPU, the GPU there, AI, ML, velocity, quick resume, reset,
all the bells and whistles.
all that.
But
better
Spark
bring that
117,
snap
I got
feature,
a question for you.
AI snap.
I got a question for you, but realist,
Yes, sir.
are you there? Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I was just, because you said that you guys asked me.
Yeah, I'm waiting on you. Okay.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
I want you.
Hold
I
that
want
right
you
there,
because.
realist. Hold that right there, because I didn't know if you was there. So
hold
I'll
again.
let you elaborate on that question from resident, but I just wanted to ask Spark 117 about that price, right? If it's going to be, to me, I got it around $699.99 because Microsoft just knows how to do it. They're self-integrated. They can make that price go down for whatever they're trying to do. Now, if it's going to be a low tier in prices, I'm assuming that there'll be probably some levels to it, like graphic cards, maybe, possibly, but we don't need multiple different variations of consoles. You may pay for more RAM or more power if that's what you want, right? But here's what I'm gonna say to that. I will the next generational Xbox, right? It at least needs to be at minimum the lowest high end availability out there. What do y'all think? And I'm done. And then I want to hear what Realist has to say about that question for Resident.
Yeah, I definitely think it should be at least not, maybe not medium end, but at least between or low and medium end. It's got to be like almost like a high end PC, in my opinion.
Mid-range, high. If you want to out definitely. I'm still my brain is still gut feeling. We're gonna have a powerful handheld and a high end console. Get ready for it. Between $699, $750 for your console and your handheld, they're gonna bring that down to $499. They're gonna sell. These guys are going to sell. They're selling. They will sell.
So look, how do you guys feel about like a dockable handheld that gets power when it's in a base? I mean, they gotta have to find something because you like what you guys are talking about. They're gonna be asking for over $1,000 from consumers, right? And that's for your most hardcore Xbox fans. And that seems like pretty much what they have right now, right? Um, at 30 million, 30 plus million or whatever, and they sold over almost 60 million Xbox One, so they've only moved half of them over. So right now, you got mostly the hardcore Xbox fans that moved over. And if you take, you say you want to, I don't know what Prime is, I don't know if that's the handheld or what, but if they're gonna have a handheld, and then we're looking at a console too. You guys said 24, you guys said 33 or 30, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's late. You know what I mean? Because like finally, when like the Series X and PlayStation 5 came out, it was kind of like inching up towards PC. So you got to get closer. I mean, you got high end cars that are at 50, 60 teraflops. So either they're gonna have to be very AI heavy, AI focused to kind of get the graphics working on this thing. But going back to a legal ask, is you guys, hey, shout out to y'all, man. I ain't mad. But there has to be something to differentiate the consoles because you can see what Microsoft's doing with the games. They're tearing down all the walls, right? Now people don't want to talk about exclusives. Now it's come out. Because see, legal gave my flowers on that, but I always say, man, Satya, that's Satya's thing. I said it, but the real fact, the thing that I said a long time ago was, games aren't selling. The industry is top heavy. Now you got all these articles to validate the things that I said, but all I did was look at the statistics. So if these games aren't moving, and you have a console they're both using AMD. So how can you really differentiate? Because even though the Series X is a better console than a PlayStation 5, it's still close enough to where it's really not a difference. You know what I mean? They're still going to go through AMD for their hardware. So there has to be features and benefits. They have to continue to grow Game Pass, get the awareness for Game Pass, for one. If they can somehow get those PC storefronts to work, right? That is going to be something that differentiates that from PlayStation, because we know that PlayStation's strength is their storefront, right? Xbox is not afraid of that type of competition because they are a content provider. PlayStation doesn't have enough content to be on that level. So now they have to look at themselves as more of a storefront, like a Steam. Steam can be anywhere. Hey, you want to use that? Put it here. So Xbox needs to have those storefronts, right? For those games that choose to skip Xbox for no good reason, right? and also just to have something differentiated from the PlayStation platform, because I don't see there being a huge difference between the two. Like the Xbox is going to come out, it's going to be better. And then the PlayStation, now that they didn't do a mid-gen refresh, the PlayStation 6 is going to come out. It's going to be better than Xbox. So Xbox has to do something that makes it completely different, but something that's a solid difference that makes people choose it over PlayStation. It's not exclusives because everybody's playing Fortnite and all the rest of the games. It has to be something that brings people there that they can't get on PlayStation, and it just can't be an exclusive because making games exclusives hasn't worked. It's not
No.
going to work. And so
No, that those days are done.
that's why I have to agree with legal. I mean, hey, Nintendo, they figured it out. I said that on another Xbox podcast. They got mad at me. You can't argue when they're selling 70 million units, 30 million units, 20 million units of freaking Mario Party. You know what
The
I mean? You can't
number
argue
two
with
best-selling console in history, right, bro?
yeah, but you can't argue with those results. But there has to be something that makes it different enough for people to consider it. But the biggest problem that Xbox is going to have is that no matter how much they provide in Game Pass, the casuals could care less. You see, this is why Xbox and PlayStation have to go to PC and everywhere else to expand their markets because the casual gamers they're already occupied.
You
So
need
I don't.
content.
Well,
Content's content.
they don't care about the content. This is what I'm saying. They're not concerned about the content. Like a Valve comes out, right? The hardcore gamers are gonna play it, but the casuals are still gonna jump on Fortnite. They're still on Madden. They're still on Call of Duty. That's where
NBA
they need to
2K. Yep.
that right. They need to figure out a way. Now they figure out a way to keep themselves uh, making money on a consistent basis because basically you can look at Game Pass as like a live service game. It's making money every month. But these games that are coming out, they're getting overlooked. You know what I mean? You get the rare, like it's looking like Monster Hunter might be that game that comes out and sells 20 million units. Every year you get that one game that comes out and does gangbusters. But for the most part, man, these games are coming out. Like when PlayStation drops Ghost of Yotei, it's not going to sell as good as Ghost of Tsushima. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. But they got to figure out a way to get people playing more games. That's their biggest challenge. So right now, you see what they're doing. You see that they're trying to create new gamers. They're going to Amazon. They're creating. They're allowing the app on Fire Stick. They probably would have had it on Stadia. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to attract new gamers. Because these gamers, look, I said this again back in the day. I said a lot of people keep saying that Xbox needs to do this and they can pull people away from PlayStation. Does Xbox even want those gamers? Those are the worst types of gamers you can have. They're occupied with the same one or two games. Like there's who put this out? Who's the guy who does Matt Piscatella? Most people are buying 2 games a year. It's the hardcore that are buying more than one a month. So like this is the type of scheduling that they need more gamers involved in. Not just playing one game, buying a PlayStation to make Fortnite number one, buying an Xbox to make Fortnite number one. That's a problem. Fortnite is probably number one on Switch too. They just don't participate. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Fortnite is number one on Switch too. But at the end of the day, when Pokemon drops, those people drop Fortnite and go play Pokemon. You know what I mean? They drop Apex and go play Pokemon.
Real quick, Realist.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody coming in, but Realist, you cooking. You're right. That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly why things are the way they are, and things just got to switch up and change, and things gonna have to get better as far as creativity. That's exactly what's going on. Shout out to J Mac. I gotta get him real quick, and Reggie Peters. Welcome, man. We haven't seen you around here in our neck of the woods, around the block. Pull up, grab your seat on the porch, man, and make yourself at home on Di-RREC Gaming. Hey, J-Man, real quick, realist. Super chat. Xbox better. Xbox butters. Great beers in the building. Content is king. XWO is fully operational. Love games, not plastic. That's exactly right, bro. Go ahead, Realist.
No, it's pretty much wrapping it up for you did that. But like, yeah. So just get back to the hardware. I don't know how much what they can do, right? Like they got the most powerful console this generation until the PS Pro came out, and people still wanted to buy their PlayStation. This is why you got Forza on PlayStation. You know what I mean? And a lot of people assume that Microsoft's doing 30% with PlayStation. We don't know. We don't know the workings behind these deals, man. But they're gonna make it work in their favor. But they gotta get the game. They gotta get people playing more games. That's the biggest problem, man. And if it comes through Forza or if they put the Gears collection over there, like people are saying, hey man, you just gotta understand the state of gaming because a lot of Xbox fans get mad to hear it. It's like, bro, PlayStation is trying their best to hold off, but they're gonna have to bend. They're gonna have to bend because they can't move their units either. They hype up 20 million sales when they sold half of those or close to half of those for $9.99. You know what I mean? $29.99, $300 million budgets. So they got to do something to get these games going. They can't give up. That's the business that they're in. Uh, every day we hear about another studio closure. You know, look, I'm over the whole console war. I'm over how many units Xbox sells because they're obviously over it. They're looking at what they've always been about, which is the software. Get your software in as many hands as you can, but you have to make your platform look attractive. And see the problem with Xbox fans, myself included to an extent, I was looking for Xbox to pull from PlayStation. Don't just give them games. You know what I mean? Like get something in return. But Xbox isn't PlayStation. See, PlayStation is dependent on third parties to make their platform look like it's worth having. Xbox is like we got enough to give them and still have our platform be set apart. But at the end of the day, they got to get people interested in the games they make outside of Call of Duty, Minecraft, right? They need to get more people playing more games, and that's the challenge. I don't know if better hardware if it comes out at 50 T flops, but to me it seems like people want an enthusiast console, but they don't want to pay enthusiast prices. But I think that at some point you're gonna have to pay more. This is why Xbox has been trying to introduce new ways, not new ways, but different ways than what was conventional when it came to buy your console. They had predators
Do you
that were
think
that
this
were
is a
allowing
good
people.
do you think this is a good justification to say that live service games have been more harmful than good for gaming?
Well, I said this a long time ago, man, but I had something going when you said it. But yeah, dude, live service games. And you know who's to blame for it? Xbox and PlayStation have themselves to blame because they've been pushing these live service games. Look, PlayStation fans, they only care about console sales because that's pretty much all they have. So they're looking at Call of Duty. Call of Duty's going to sell more PlayStations. Man, is that really good for PlayStation? Is that really good for your user base? Is that really good? What did I tell you? What did I say? I know, Legal, you'll remember this when I said this. I said PlayStation fans are cheering Xbox games coming to their platform. Eventually, they're going to be relegated to a Steam storefront type platform where they're releasing a few games every now and then because they don't want to put they've been afraid to put games out so that they get crushed by third party. But these live service games are killing. And the problem is everybody is trying to come up with their own live service game. So how are you going to get somebody to leave a game that they've been playing for 15 years? You can't get people, and they don't have to pay for it. You can't get people to buy a console, no matter how good it is. So it's like live service games have been nothing but harm to the gaming industry. It's good, and that was the point that I was making in the past, where gaming is top heavy. They talk about how much gaming makes, but they don't talk about all the studio closures and the games that come out that nobody even hears about. Everybody's locked
Facts.
in on Fortnite. Fortnite's number one on every platform and exists, right? And I keep bringing up Fortnite because I keep seeing it everywhere. It's number one on every platform. The only
Minecraft
one that I
and
haven't,
same
because
games.
as you'll see,
Yeah.
Minecraft is up there. Minecraft is up there. Now you got College 2K, and Madden. Now you got an MVP bundle, right? It's like it's about to get. It's like where does everybody else fit in? You know what I mean? Everybody else is fighting for the scraps. You got so many game companies each competing for the same dollar. Somebody's got to lose. That's why I said the gaming industry really needs a reset. But there's always somebody coming up with a bright idea and a new studio. But nah, man, I hate live service games. I don't play them. The only one I played was Halo. Uh, Going back to other people, but I know Xbox fans are going to be pleased. We always are. The only time that they took a step back with the hardware and not put the best foot forward and make the best hardware they can make for the time was the Xbox One. But Xbox is always about power first, and I'm kind of iffy on this whole AI thing, man. When it's executed, it works, but it introduces other issues. It looks good, but then you got legacy issues, things like that get introduced when you depend on AI. You know what I mean? At least PlayStation, they got the dummy console out there where they can use the PS5 Pro owners as guinea pigs, and these got to step their game up. So far, the FSR floor is depending on hardware versus software, like it was in the past. You know, those types of things that are going to have to happen if they want to keep the price down. But everything's going up in price. But we don't want our consoles to go up in price. I'm not understanding that. They're going to go up. But you guys are saying $700. That's the minimum. That's the price. Just like the One X and the PS4 Pro set the market. The PS4, PS5 Pro set a new market price. So the new consoles are probably going to be $800 because they've already done 700. They might be 700, but I doubt it. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I I wouldn't mind a dockable console. You know what I mean? This heavily dependent on AI that I can take anywhere. With the Xbox operating system on it that has Steam and Epic storefronts, GOG storefront. I know GOG will be down. I know Epic will be down. If they
Hey,
get Steam
Willis.
down, that would be the thing that would set an Xbox apart from a PlayStation
Hey,
because
Willis,
we
you
know
said
PlayStation
something.
won't welcome that. Go ahead.
You said something that made me think, man, because you're right. I have to agree. 699 is kind of low. I mean, but you know what, realist? I look at it like this. What do y'all think if Microsoft did a bundle with the handheld and the console, and that 850 or something, or 849.99 or
But, but that's but that's what I but,
you
but that's what I was saying.
know,
That's what I'm saying. You go a
no, no, real
dockable
quick,
console. Like
real quick,
you
realist.
got a handheld that you plug in and it gets extra power.
Right, but to what I don't know if people know this, right? But realist, we know this. You know this. That wrong ally, the 2 teraflop one or the 1 teraflop one, whichever one it was, the biggest version of its time when it came out, it was 800 something dollars. Am I wrong? It was 800, wasn't it? The highest tier wrong ally. I'm saying.
I think it was I think it was 750. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think it was 750. I'm
it's
not sure.
700 and some
I
dollars,
know
right?
I know the black one is 799.
There you go. There it is, people. And we're talking a handheld, right, brothers? That's handheld.
But see, that's also a PC that's not subsidized.
That's right.
So
That's
that's what I'm
right.
saying. For $800 subsidized.
$800 is a good price. I can see
Let's say
that.
849. 849. You get something that is more powerful than a ROG Ally or a MSI
Right.
Claw, which is supposed to be the most powerful thing out with the new AI uh, software, I guess. I haven't they haven't been on sale since they went on sale. Like they haven't restocked. There it is. So take what AMD, not AMD, what's it? MSI is always trying to do, where you plug your handheld into a graphics card to make it more powerful. You know what I mean? So get one of those AMD custom, graphics cards that would be 600, charge 400, put it in a dock, put your handheld in there to where you basically getting PC power. It's got to be something. I don't see them being able to come out with a handheld and a console and then say, all right, guys, go buy it up. Then you become a completely enthusiast niche brand, which they're already on the verge of now. You know what I mean? Like, and they're not even an enthusiast brand. Like, they're not top of the line hardware. So they're gonna have to be creative with this, and that's why I agree. I think it was Resident that said, or I can't remember, was it you or was it Spartan? That was gonna have a lot of AI. They have to do something. You know what I mean? Because once you encroach on $1,000, then people might as well just start looking at the PC,
They know
and
it.
then you
They
have
know
no
it.
questions of whether you're getting all the games.
They know it. It's with the. They need to be fair.
Yeah,
And
it's going
because
to
if
be
you
a
look at
fine
AMD,
line.
AMD's been more agreeable with their prices.
Hmm. If you're gonna charge an
It's
arm and a
definitely
leg,
got to be below 1,000. Actually, now that I think about it, because they have to have some sort of value with the price as well. Like Nintendo does the same thing. Like they look at it as like they want to give the customer the best price, best value that they can with the Switch. That's why it was priced at
Nintendo,
$299.
see, Nintendo, look, 299 has been a sweet spot
I
for a
think
long
it's
time.
better, Lamar.
That's why the Series S exists at 299. Everybody complaining about the Series S. Oh, it's a potato. It's this. No, it needed more RAM. If it needed a bigger SSD. If it got more RAM or a bigger SSD, it wouldn't be $300. Xbox was trying to hit a price point when they made that console. Switch has traditionally and probably will continue to use old hardware so that they can make money off the hardware. So they bring old tech because honestly, Nintendo can care less about third party. I don't know what y'all know about Nintendo. They care less about third party. It's like y'all want to come over here, come over here. All the way from Nintendo. You know what I mean? They didn't like competition, but they didn't make their console for third party. They never have. SNK, NEC, Sega, everybody had their own console to put their games out there. So Nintendo is like, we're gonna make console good enough to run our games. But the problem with the Switch is it can no longer run their games well. So now they gotta come up with something better. Now third parties like, okay, we're gonna give Switch a chance. They do this every time, and then they find out that nobody's buying Nintendo for third party games. So that's somehow I think Nintendo and PlayStation need to shake that. Just think about it. I'm not gonna go too far back, but ever since the Super Nintendo 64, right? They haven't had third party support to start the generation because they had a failing generation. Then the next thing you know, they have a good generation and then third parties on board. Then in the middle of that generation, third parties like, nah, this ain't working. We done here. That's what's gonna happen with this generation. It's gonna take a mainstream game like a Fortnite. Third parties just don't move over there. Even the JRPGs that people are hyping up, oh, people buy JRPGs on the Switch. Bro, those things move 500,000 units, which is good for them, but it's not like this is huge, like this huge swell of people that are going there to buy third party games. It's just not how it works over there. So this new console, you hear 449, $500, and that's so that they can make money and they're capitalizing, right? But what they might find out is that it's like PlayStation is you can price yourself out of the market. 300, 199 were beautiful price points for the hardware they were providing. Because it was basically a Game Boy. This is all they did. They combined the Game Boy with the home console. The Game Boy and the console, people united and they created the what do you say, the number two biggest selling console ever. It's not no, like
Probably
Legal
going to
said,
be
I'll be
number one.
surprised. I'll be
Actually, it's going to
surprised.
be PlayStation 2 next year. Is what people were projecting. So
Well, see, all they have to do is what PlayStation does, right, to get their numbers up. Just like when the PlayStation 3 caught up with Xbox, they were basically giving those PlayStation 3s away. PlayStation 4, when it broke all those records, they were giving away the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 4 with Spider-Man. That's how they moved the units. So once Nintendo has yet to lower the price on the Switch in the 8 years it has been in existence. So if they drop the price on the main Switch to like 250, 199, you know what I mean? Then they'll easily blow PlayStation out the woodwork. But yeah, I don't see it moving crazy units, bro. Because they last check was like 150. That means they need 10 million units. Consoles aren't moving for anybody really this year, man. I don't know what y'all heard. I know what I read that everybody's having trouble selling consoles this year. It's just that they're selling more than
Maybe
Xbox, and
it's
that's
already
all people
hit
want to
that
talk about.
cap for like
There,
every.
look, Resident Evil. I mean, I got 4 children, man. So like, I bought 4 Switches. 2 of them were broken. That counts towards the number. Let another Christmas pass, these kids are gonna break their Switches, and the parents are gonna look at the options and be like, "Oh, Switch One or Switch Two." The kids gonna have to specifically ask for it because they look exactly the same, and they're gonna look at the price tags. You know what I mean? Oh, 449 or 199. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, 299. Let's go ahead and get this one. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see, man. I can really care less about how many consoles these companies sell, man. Because even though Xbox is supposedly in last place and not doing well, bro, they're bringing games for us to play.
The
You
thing
know, I've
is,
always said,
Xbox.
hold on real quick, man, and then I'll shut up.
No,
Because
no, no, no. Keep going, keep going.
the thing I've always said about PlayStation when these guys hype up console sales is it making your console more fun because they sold more units. You know what I mean? Xbox, yeah, they sold the least amount of units, but they're providing the most amount of games and value. I'm not mad that people don't know how to use their brain to make the wise decision. But see, the problem is these people think that they don't care about a wise gaming decision. So I guess my disappointment should be with the quote unquote hardcore gamers because those are the people who should understand that there's more to gaming than Fortnite and the other 5, 6 games that people are playing. All right, Resident, I'm done. I'm sorry, Spartan.
No, I was saying, that's the thing. They, like you said, you're correct. They hyped up the console. It was great, but they ain't got no games. Xbox, sure, they don't sell consoles as much, but they're giving us the values, the Game Pass, and they're giving us games. We're enjoying our content. They're not. They don't have live service games. Their studios are all shutting down. There's no what was that? Remember factions, guys? Bungie just
Factions,
shut
Twisted
down.
Metal.
All that shut down. Crazy Taxi. What happened to that? They boasted that. Now they're all advertising for Xbox games, trying to trigger Xbox players, which it doesn't. Ooh, the whole slate, bro. Go pay it and go play it if you're so excited about it. Thanks for the free advertising. That's how Xbox is winning. Releasing games.
Supposedly a God of War live service game from Blue Point is what I heard.
These companies have people that go on social media, don't say nothing, and just read, read. And then they see these donkeys going up. They're like, oh, okay, so look at these PlayStation guys. They're putting our games and then they're trying to trigger our guys. Okay, that's great advertising. Let's just keep pushing more. So this is how, you remember how Totoki said, we're going to put our games on PC and lure PC gamers to buy a PlayStation? Guess what Xbox is doing? Putting their games on PlayStation and be like, yo, this is what we have on
Speak
Game
on it,
Pass,
Spartan. Tell them
right?
the truth, baby. Tell them the
this is
truth.
this is what we have on Game Pass for 25 a month, day one games, but we're going to bring it to you guys. You could pay 50, $60 and have this game and enjoy it until we shut down the IP when the time comes. And that's how we lure them. Matt Booty said we're going to spend Sony out of money. And there you go. There's a trigger, bro. That's the reaction. Good thing PlayStation's not putting any games on our consoles. Shout outs to Death Stranding, great game. I'm gonna be definitely buying that. But why would they want to put their games here? They keep it to your own fucking selves, man. Keep it to Steam and PlayStation. And as for Xbox gamers, enjoy the shit out of everything that you're getting. Our games are going to other platforms, making money for us. First party IP, we're taken care of, man. We're at all inclusive versus them sitting there with a timeshare. That's the difference. That's the value in gaming.
I
Uh, my benefits and value to Xbox, I'll be honest. The benefits are a great console that's next generation. I could quick resume about 6 games depending on the size of the games and if it's like current generation, next generation, Xbox 360 games, depending on the size of the games. Um, I could multitask like crazy there. I have the best community that I've ever gamed with, including the panel chit chat whenever you guys join in with the panels on Fridays. We've got great. I can't express it. The best community I've ever had in my life for gaming is Xbox. I'm sorry, PlayStation. I've had you, but your gamers are just disgusting, unwelcoming. They making fun of each other just because they're not. You guys push each other. You help each other, especially in the Halo era. There was one guy that put a YouTube. He was one achievement away before shutting down the 360 servers on Halo, and the whole squad helped him out. Yeah, benefits and Xbox has everything that we need, guys. Benefits and features: great community, great games, backwards compatibility, 4 generations. Yo, Sony, where you at with your compatibility list there, buds? PS5 Pro, all of that. You can't even go backwards a couple gen for these people. Shame on you. They're ripping.
Yeah,
They're milking their
Let's not
customers,
forget
bro.
that lawsuit, but we ain't gonna
But
go
but,
there.
Re- but Resident,
bounce it
if
up.
they make that if they make it backwards compatible, they can't sell a remaster. You know what I mean? Like don't. I'm not trying to be funny. It's the truth. Like
Speak
if
on
they
it.
focus on backwards compatibility, then they can't sell a remake. They can't sell a remake remaster because you just go play the old game. You know, when you listen to Phil Spencer, like man, Phil Spencer breaks down the gaming industry. People only want to talk about whether games are going to PlayStation because that's still a hot topic. But Phil Spencer broke down the gaming industry so many times. He called out. He didn't name anybody in particular about how the lack of creativity there is in gaming and how so many of these publishers are just putting out remasters. These games can't make money, so the only thing they can do is put out the game again. They're scared to put out a new game. They're scared to put out a new title. That's why when you look, man, Xbox deserves way more respect than they're getting because for what they're doing right now, man. About like it, love it, hate it. I can care less about how you feel about the game, but it's a new IP. You know what I mean? I heard somebody bring up Everwild. I think Everwild will be a perfect game for them to launch a so-called handheld with. You know what I'm saying? You know it's going to work because of the graphics, the graphic and art style. But they're bringing new IPs, right? Perfect Dark is a reboot. Uh, you guys can help me, but like they're bringing a bunch of new IPs out here, man.
You're correct. And remember when
So
the first Xbox launched, 10 IPs backed it up, and 1 out of 10 IP, Halo, killed it. That's why it's the best thing to do. Just like a rap artist, you put out a CD, you have 3 hits and 20 okay songs. Those 3 hits make you money. Then you put out another CD. Oh my God, 4 or 5 hits out of 20 songs. Let's put out another CD. That's what there's. Xbox is not afraid or shy or anything to pull the trigger. They're putting that fucking game on. You either like it, play it. If not, so what? Okay, we'll try another one. That's how it is. You got
So
to
f-
test out the market,
so
test out the everything.
so far they're delivering on their strategy. They just need to
Yeah,
keep it
man.
up and keep delivering good quality games on Game Pass day one. Like with,
It
for
trickled.
example, the Tony Hawk 3 and 4 remakes look or remasters which look amazing. I can't wait to play them.
The lighting, texture effects on that, is really great. They're putting in hard work, and it's paying off. It's paying off. Amazing job, Xbox.
And you could see Gears of War E Day is going to be another game graphics defining game. I mean, Coalition looks like they fucking cooked, man. Holy
I think these
shit.
guys, these guys gonna be launch titles, man. Perfect Dark, Halo, Gears. That'd be a perfect launch lineup. I wouldn't expect Halo. Maybe an announcement this year. Next year, some gameplay footage, and then I say 2028 consoles will be released by then too. 2028, depending on the tariffs too, man. Fucking Trump. uh, we just got to
Yeah,
see
that's
the
another
price point.
topic.
Guys, everybody, the Trump war right now, China, minerals, earth, this, that is being cut off left and right. So we're going to have to see how that goes with them giving us a price point for what they have to offer. So that's another, don't set expectations. Be reality. Don't expect a fucking high end 4090 type console come out. It's going to be just like this one, enhanced 2 to 3 times more powerful. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. It's going to be the next generation AI versus in-house graphic, hardware computing, and cloud. What they have available while we're out and about, traveling, boat, waiting for a cab, playing games on our Teslas. Um, Cars are coming out with big ass TVs with Xbox dashboards in them. It's everywhere now, man. Sarah said you're gonna see Xbox in every fucking screen, and it's been trickled. That's the value benefit. Play anywhere. Value 25 a month, 15 a month, 10 a month, whichever core you want to do. With all these games available, again perks. Uh, yeah, it's tariffs. It's just the only thing away from those consoles. Uh, expect a great generation of gaming. We're the biggest arcade that you could step into and pick whichever game that you want to play at ease and enjoy a great community alongside of it. Make great new friends, build
I want to say, man, that
relationships.
was excellent, Spartan. I'm gonna end it with that, man. I'm gonna end it with that. You guys really stuck to that subject, man. The value of Xbox, and I was appreciative of that because that's gonna be the thing that I'm moving forward with going from this point on. Because I think there's a lot of people who just don't get it, and I think that we get stick to that, we're gonna be victorious again. And so it's always a blessing, man, to hang out with you guys, man, because you guys very knowledgeable, man, about video games in general. But I love the way each and every one of y'all's concept of thinking about what Microsoft and Xbox means to you is what I think is unique. Same to the chat. Same to the chat, Pat, man. It's the same thing. I like looking at the ideas and what's in their minds as well when they shoot that across the screen. So I want to say thank y'all for coming out tonight. Um, I go by the name of the new legal, man. This is Di-RREC Gaming, where I get the chance to get on stage with Resident Gamer O, Spar 117, the realest one. We get game churros and we get Crazy Lou Gaming from the XBI podcast. We get Crazy Lou sometimes up in here, but everybody's like in different, well, not everybody, but we got Crazy Lou in a different time zone, and he's doing his thing in the mornings. We got the realest one out there on the roads, man, road running around. We got Resident Gamer working, and we got Spark 117 working up in Canada. So I really appreciate you guys, man, when we can get together and talk about these video games. Because it's something that we're very passionate about. We enjoy doing. So thank y'all for coming out tonight. Remember, always keep it gaming, people. Always keep it gaming. Don't lose sight on that. Don't let nobody allow you to lose sight on that. And then keep that one up, man. Keep that one up chain poked out, man. Don't tuck it in for nobody, man. Everybody deserves an extra man. Everybody deserves an extra chance in life, man. Ah, man. My man, AE say founder Mr. Click didn't want us to leave yet. On the super chat, he's going up for the alley-oop, man. Amazing episode, bro. Hey, I just want to say thanks, bro. I couldn't have done it without these guys, man. They make it fun. Y'all make it fun. Drawn TJ, what's good, bro? Nah, man, it's all good, brother. We know you're working, man. We know you're working, and we always appreciate your support, man. So thanks to everybody that comes out, man, that even watching it now when we go live or watch our shows later on when you get a chance to do it, man. Thank y'all for continually supporting Di-RREC Gaming, man. Whenever we get a chance to come on, man, we do this for y'all. Appreciate y'all coming out on this nice Tuesday evening and night. Y'all get some sleep, man. Y'all make sure y'all get up on that Wednesday and have some fun, man. Be thankful that you're alive, man. Life is beautiful, man. Reggie Peters coming out. He says, I
Yes,
want to
sir.
see Xbox versus PlayStation and Halo.
Yes, sir. We
There
would
you go,
crush
man.
them.
Hey, we're out of here, y'all. In the meantime, y'all hang in there, keep it gaming, man. Don't worry about anything, man. Have fun when it comes to gaming, man. We're bringing gaming back in the value of Xbox here on Di-RREC Gaming.